Well, howdy, folks. Richard Gene the Fishing Machine here. You know, folks, this time of the year, crappie are getting ready to spawn. What that means is pre-spawn crappie are feeding heavily on forage. For my local waters, that means shad. Crappie will always be where the bait fish are, looking to feed heavily for the spawn. The key to catching these fish during the pre-spawn is the fish within the areas you find your lake's forage. Let me show you a fantastic way to catch loads of crappie during the spawn. Woo! The dogs are barking. Woof, 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 woof. That's the deal. You've got to be fishing through or close to those gizzard shad right now. And it's been that way for a while. It's a very, very good pattern. The reason why is, like I've explained before, the gizzard shad that I'm talking about are about that long. They're big ones. I mean, they're catfish bait. That's what it is. As far as I'm concerned, just catfish bait. And but the smaller threadfin shad, 1.5 to 2 inch variety, is mixed in with them. They integrate with them this time of the year. Mix in with them. So that's the situation. But I can see them with my glasses right here. I just see a dark spot right here. Okay, y'all might have seen that one flip. But that's what I'm going to fish. I figured, be honest with y'all, I figured that if I can anchor quietly below them, they might stay there a while, but that didn't happen. That's a crappie. That ain't no yellow bass. That ain't no yellow bass, folks. What about that? That's a good crappie. What about that? Y'all hear that drag slip when I set the hook? I do that when it comes to braid. Yeah, it's a crappie. Look here. Okay, we're going to flip him in. Doggone big old crappie, too. Now, if y'all will look right here, let me point something out. Y'all see how fat that fish's belly is? That's from eating lots and lots of shad. I mean, a lot of them. So, evidently, there's a lot of crappie out there in front of us, folks. That happened really quick. Real quick. Folks, there ain't nothing wrong with a fish like that, but look at that belly. Absolutely full of shad. Now, we've blown off of our fish, but that's okay. I'm going to get back on, sneak back up there on them, and we'll see if we can't pick another one off. I'm sure we can. We've located fish. I'm nuts. I've lost my mind, okay? But look over me, folks. I cannot help it. Let's let him go. Oh my goodness, he come out my hand. I release fish quick, as quick as possible, and they're pretty green when I release them. I do that because if I'm not going to eat them, I want to take care of them so you can catch them, or somebody can catch them. But I've lost where those shad are. Well, wait a minute. They're right in there, I think. Let's see if we can see if that's them or not. Y'all excuse me. I am excited. What I caught that fish on, let me get it untangled. If y'all was wondering what I was piddling with, it was this dab blame underspin. When it's windy like this, everything in the world will happen to you. Have y'all ever noticed that? Somehow I've gotten it into a knot. Y'all hold on just a second. Okay, I got it out. It's a 1/32 of an ounce Bass Pro Shop underspin. 1/32 of an ounce. And that's a size 6 hook that's in it. Let me turn this like that. Okay, y'all can see it better probably right now. See, it's just a tiny underspin. Now, anytime they drop the water, I will drop the size of my baits. And I believe I've told that for years and years. I mean, I will definitely drop the size of my bait. Now, the reason why I want an underspin is, well, number one, they've been eating it up. And they've been gorging themselves on shad. These are pre-spawn crappie. Now, the surface temperature had been around 54 to 55 degrees on top. Now it's 46 degrees. That cold weather dropped it again on the surface a little bit. That's not what's hurting the fishing right now. What's hurting it is because they've dropped the water so doggone low. That scatters out crappie, and it places them in different areas of the lake. It really does scatter them out. And I don't know of a bait better to fish with for scattered out fish as far as a search bait for crappie than an underspin. And if y'all notice, I have a natural looking jig, and I forget the name of that. It's sort of like a crappie magnet, but it's a lot smaller. And it's just a good one to put on the underspin or just with a jig. All right, folks, I'm using 8-pound test braid onto this Revo Garcia reel right here. Now this reel right here has a fast gear ratio. Has a real quick gear ratio. This is a 6.5 foot light action rod. Okay, and I'm set up in 8 feet of water, which really don't have anything to do with anything when this is occurring. Okay, they're right there in front of us, folks. Y'all might have seen that one flip, I don't know, but I'm letting it fall about 5 feet deep. All right, let's bring it back. Look here, I done got a bit that quick. Something bit it. Or I run into one of those gizzard shad. 4, 5 feet deep seems to be where they're at. There's one. Okay, this is a yellow bass. This is what I've been talking about. Let's go ahead and anchor up right here. Y'all excuse me, I gotta get situated if I can. Okay. That's one of them little yellow bass. Right there. That's what we don't want. But now if they're pretty good size, they're really fat, but I still see the school is right there. There's the school right there. They're moving. They done moved way over here. They have a lull about them. Now this is a yellow bass. That fish, just like y'all were thinking, hit on the fall. About 4.5, 5 foot deep is where they're located. These and the crappie. But I'm on a big school of fish right here. They could even be some white bass right here. You don't never know. The fact is, you got to be fishing through those shad right now, or you can forget it. Especially right now because the water's, they've dropped it out of sight. Golly. There's one. There's a crappie. There's another crappie. Now I set the hook way too hard. That ain't good. That's a good crappie right here. Look here. Golly. He is shaking that head too. That's a good one right there. Let's get down here and see how he's hooked. I don't have a net with me. All right, there he is. Now that's a big one. That's what we're talking about. Okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on that stick right. I'm excited. Y'all excuse me, folks. I am real excited. My. Golly, what a good fish right there. You know what I do like about these little bitty underspins is when a crappie eats it, they'll inhale that bait, usually pretty deep. Now these fish are active. I just lost one that was a lot bigger than this one. This one here is probably 12.5 inches. That one I lost was probably 14, folks. It was a big crappie. So there are some big ones in there if we can get them to bite. And this is a great bait to do it. They're hitting it and they're hitting it good. I'm excited because, you know, a lot of times you'll get out here and you'll put a lot of work in without too much results at all. And I thought that was going to be that kind of a day. When they drop the water, boy, that will mess your fishing up every single time. But we found a way to do it. Okay. Let's let him go and catch another one. Oh, I'm trying to contain this energy burst. Okay, he should be ready. There he goes. Golly, he darted off. Okay, this is how a June bug would probably sound if we could hear them. Hear a June bug. Okay, I know I'm nuts now. I can feel those gizzard shad when I'm going through that big scope. They're so tight together. I can actually feel them gizzard shad. I'm trying not to snag one of them too. Trying my best not to. But that's what you got to do. Just throw. Now right there's on the other side of them, but I'm going to let it fall about 5 or 6 feet. Okay, pick it up, let it fall. Oops, see, I missed one right there. But if it'd been a crappie, I would have caught him. That was a yellow bass. They get antsy when something comes by them. They'll hit at it, and they're not too accurate a lot of times. Sometimes they are, and sometimes they ain't. Because there's like several together all the time. There's one. Okay, that's a crappie. No. Well, if it is, he's small. Yeah, it's a small crappie. And there's different sizes in there, folks. Quit. We got him off. Get on back in there. Golly bum. I don't know if I've ever shown y'all my underspin box before, but if y'all will look right there, I have all kinds right there. Now this is the one we're using right here, except for, yeah, that one right there. Instead of a chartreuse head, this one's got a pink. Same bait though. I'm going to go ahead and tie it on. They've tore this other one all to pieces. I'm not even using the leader right here. It's not important for crappie. Crappie are not line shy. Now they can be a finicky fish, but they're not when it comes to line. Sometimes just a steady wind will get the job done too. Like that one. Now that's crappie. Sure is. That was a steady wind. I can tell just as soon as I hook them. I've caught so many crappie, folks. There he is. I can tell just as soon. Alright, let's flip him in there. That's another big crappie. My. What a crappie. Look at there, look at there, look at there. I mean, a dead blame good one. Now, I'm not talking about them that goes around behind and just sniffers. I'm talking about good ones. Let's let him go right here. There he goes. He shook his head and got them jaws back in shape. Okay, I've lost them. Sure as the world. Well, there they are. Right there. They're just going back and forth right here from that tree, back and forth, back and forth. There's one. Wowee. Look here, folks. Now that's what I didn't want to do. That's the size of the gizzard shad that I'm fishing under right there. And bigger. There's some a lot bigger than that too. Like I said, when I make a cast, I can feel that jig going through them. Or that bait go through them. And feel it just clip, 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 clip. We're right in the middle of them. I'm just going to pick it up, let it fall back, helicopter back down a few times, and then we'll throw it out there, let it sink to 5 feet deep, and reel it back, slow and steady. One way of work. One way or the other in the work. There's a crappie. Yeah. Now when he thumped it, I knew it was. Not a very big one, I don't think, but he's fighting. Okay. Yeah. Oh, he's bigger than what I thought. They look small in that clear water. But yeah, that's all they are to it. It proves they're right back there again, folks. I'm going to have to turn around. That proves one thing, that even in the winds, doggone wind is setting way down. That proves one thing, folks. When you find the right combination, you'll catch them. There just ain't no doubt about that. Well, folks, I enjoyed this evening of fishing. Now, I didn't tear the world up. I didn't. But I did catch quite a few crappie. And if I hadn't have changed the way I was thinking, or if I just got frustrated and just went home, I wouldn't have caught any. The hardest crappie for me to keep up with is when TVA drops the water. When they do that, it's aggravating. But once you find them, if you can, you're going to catch them. They'll bite, no doubt about it. It don't keep them from biting. It just changes everything around a little bit. And that's what happened here this evening. I didn't have a lot of time anyway to get out here and find them. But I was blessed once again to catch y'all some crappie. And showed y'all a bait that you can get at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop. They're cheap. I'm out of them. I thought I had 3 or 4 more left, but I don't. I'm going to go back and get some more because they work. Not selling them because y'all know I'm not sponsored by anybody. I sponsor myself, if that makes any sense. And thanks to y'all, well, we've built a great channel. One of the best, I think, in the United States. And we're going to continue to keep fishing until my toes is turned up. And then even when my toes is turned up, you'll have a bunch of videos you can watch. And I will say that I did my best to present y'all with clean entertainment and truthful ways to catch fish. Okay. I want to say God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for all y'all do. I appreciate, as you can tell, each and every one of you. Love all of you. Hey, man. Woo. Woo. Doggone it. Hey, I'm talking about woo. Woo. Woo.